What's going on, everybody? This Kings and Dreams. Happy Sunday, everybody. Man, this is a special Sunday event starting early Sunday morning, man. You know, got a special brother, special YouTuber. And, you have, like in the travel community, you have a lot of people that travel to a lot of different places, but not too many people who look like us travel to the motherland. So, I really want to give this brother a chance to speak on his journey in Africa, our mainland. But first, let me just introduce this brother, man. So Jude Travels, man. What's going on?
What's good? What's good, man? What's happening? My boy Keys and Dreams, man. It's been a minute.
I know, man. I appreciate you being here on an early Sunday morning, man. Early Sunday morning, man. So normally, like I'm usually like doing stuff in the evenings and things like that. So some people gonna wake up and be like, "What? You did this in the morning?" But it's all good, man. So we different time zone, but we gonna rock out though. We gonna rock out for sure, man. So before we get started, let the people know, a little bit about yourself. Like, who is Jude Travels?
Um, so what exactly do you want to know? Like, what do you mean?
Okay, so sorry, let me get more specific, brother. So tell the people like about yourself as far as like your background. Where do you come from and things of that sort.
Okay, so I'm originally from Jacksonville, Florida, Duval County. Um, you know, I'm midlife right now. I don't say no ages or whatever, but I'm midlife right now.
What's midlife? What does that mean?
Shit between between 1 and 60, somewhere in there.
Between 1 and 60.
You know the average life for a black man is like what? It just went to like 69, wasn't it?
I think it's like 67 or something like that.
All right. So, yeah, I'm between there.
Okay.
All
All right.
right. Yeah.
All right. So we gonna say that you 21. We gonna go with that one.
Hey, cool.
Yeah. All right. So from Jacksonville, Florida. And so I do see that I saw some pictures on your page where you were in the military. So let's talk about that.
So yeah, I served 9 years in the military. I got hurt. I got what they call medically separated.
Okay.
Uh, so I had to terminate my contract early, which I would have stayed in if it wasn't due to that.
Hmm.
And then that just kind of, this is where I'm at now.
Right. Okay. All right. So do you mind telling us what branch of the military you at, or?
I was green and blue side, so I worked with Marines and Navy.
Oh, okay. All right, man. Yeah, definitely. Thank you for your service, brother. So 9 years in the military. So now, what places were you stationed at when you were in the military?
I did Asia, I did the Middle East, I did South America.
Okay. What places in Asia, and then what places in the Middle East, and what places in South America? Like specific places where you were stationed at.
So when it comes to Asia, I'll name a couple places. Middle East, I won't name any places. In South America, I won't name any places, but I will in Asia. I did
Okay.
Japan.
Is that because like it was because of military things,
Yeah,
or?
we have a thing
Okay,
called,
understood.
yeah, it's called OPSEC, operational security. So I
Oh,
was,
okay,
yeah,
okay, understood.
yeah, in Asia, I did Japan, and then we went to a couple other countries that were out there. But I was like in Japan, stationed in Japan.
Okay, all right, cool, 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 for sure, for sure. And what was what made you decide to go into the military?
Man, I don't want to say the typical story, but
No, go ahead, man.
yeah, I got into a little trouble. Ended up doing a little time, a little bit of time, like a little bit of time, and
Hmm.
I just couldn't see how like all my cousins and my homies kept going in and out like that. I was like, man, just the little, the few days I was in there, I was like, bro, I don't see how y'all do this, man. Like,
Right, 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 right.
feel
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So, I went to a recruiter and they were like, essentially, if you we can help you expunge your record and all this stuff. But I'm talking about, man, that in that time period and waiting for them to accept me, because in a lot of branches they don't just ship you out right away. You know what I'm saying? So in that time frame, I had to like, do my my community service and my the programs and stuff like that, and then what else? They expunged my record and then they gave me an opportunity to like change what I had going on. So I took it and I ran with it, man.
Okay, absolutely, yeah, man. It may sound like the typical story, what have you, but the thing is that like it's good for people to know that if you make a mistake, you still have the opportunity to change your life, and and also you took the opportunity to also serve your country, and even with that, you were able to see different sides of the world because coming from Florida, right? Like we and me from New York, like I don't know anything about Japan except for like PlayStation or whatever the case is, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Now the crazy part about Japan was, bro. So I always been in like, so my field in the military, like you get like an actual job, and then you get basic combat training depending on what your actual job is, right? So everybody gets
yeah.
combat and weapons training and stuff like that. But when it came to Japan, man, so I ended up being in the tech field in the military or whatever. So when it came to Japan, I was already watching stuff. What it was like the e-travel channel. So I had already, before I even went into the military, I had always used to watch and was like, man, I couldn't wait. I wanted to. That was one of the places I wanted to see, man. I don't think there was any other place besides Japan, and I actually ended up getting stationed out there. It was crazy, man.
Okay, okay. Now, did you? So I have another friend. He was stationed in Japan
Mm.
for a while. Then he ended up getting married, and then he got stationed in Italy. Unfortunately, he ended up passing away. But he ended up passing
Uh,
away from a motorcycle accident, not like actually, active duty, if you will. But so it was interesting. It's interesting because like growing up in a city, we had the we like people some people took the opportunity to be a part of the military so that they could be stationed, you know anywhere
right.
outside of the United States, just to kind of see the world. And you, before you even joined the military, you took it upon yourself to learn about different places around the world, man. So before I get into some questions, I see some people popping up in the chat. So just want to say happy Sunday, you guys. I know this is a little different timing, but we had to do this because my brother over here is in the motherland, so we have to do it for time zone purposes.
We
Uh,
out, man. If y'all can see that, it's how it's looking out here, man.
oh man, is
It,
that a pool? Look at that pool. That pool huge, man. Hold on,
them
hold
the
on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Go back to the pool, man. Go back to the pool. I need to see that again.
I'm living with the locals, man.
Hey, there you go. All right, I see my man on the float. He living his best life, man. Man, shout out to Mr. Dacus, man. You already know I'm in tune for this
What
one. Salute, salute. Uh, Gamers World. Salute to Kings in the panel. What's going on, brother? Man, Dan Sparks. Salute from greetings from Mo Bay. Yeah, man. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. 35-year United States Marine Corps vet enjoying a retired life. Yeah, man.
everybody?
Salute, man. That's my man Dan, man. Thank you for your service, man. Salute, salute, salute. Okinawa, Japan was my favorite duty station. What's JP JP JP? I don't know what that means.
Where do you see that at?
Okinawa, Japan was my favorite duty station, and then it says JP JP JP. I don't know if that.
Japanese flag. He was in Oki. He was in Oki. So
Okay. He put the Japanese flag. Okay, all right, all right. Learn to travel TV. What's going on, bro? What's going on, man? Salute to you. Salute to you. My IQ is barbecue. Yeah, man. Salute to you, man. Greetings from Puerto Plata.
Hey,
Yeah,
look,
that's what's
hey,
up.
yo, tu sabes.
Okay, okay, okay. See, all right. So I see here. Okay, so I see here because his because this says DO. Now I get it. Now the flag is is that's a Dominican flag. I got it. Because I was like JP. I was like I didn't understand what that meant. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got it. Those are the Japanese flag emojis. Yeah, I got it. Thanks though, bro. Thanks, man. So yeah, so all right. So you did 9 years in the military, and ended up getting injured. So where were you located? Were you in the States when you left the military, or
No, so when you do a med, so I have a son in South Africa, and so while I was med boarding, I actually got out here in South Africa, and
okay.
or not, I'm not in South Africa anymore, but I got out in South Africa, and it was literally
Yeah,
right before COVID. So
yeah. I didn't hear you say that one more time.
I got out in South Africa.
Oh, okay, okay. All right. All right. So so now this makes a lot more sense. So once you left the military, you decided to stay in South Africa. So now, what was it about South Africa that made you decide to want to stay? I know you said you had a son there, right? So was it just your son, or was it that you like the atmosphere? Like, kind of expound on that.
So really, what it was, man, I hadn't done Asia. I've been to certain parts of the Middle East, and I did pretty much a big portion of South America. And one thing that's for sure, it's a different feeling when you're in a country where a good amount of the people look like you. Now, granted, South Africa, especially Cape Town, where I started at, is 50%. If I mean, from my point of view, it's not a fact, but more of so an opinion. Like
Hmm.
you're gonna see just as many white people as you see black people, and on top of that, where there's a lot of white people and a lot of black people, you're gonna have a bunch of mixed race looking people. So it's pretty much black, white, brown. You know what I mean? And
Gotcha.
it was a good feeling, and everybody spoke English, so it wasn't like being in an Asian country where or a country where they speak Arabic or where they speak Japanese or Chinese, and you know what I'm saying? Where you got
Right.
like different like kanji and all these different like little variables of the same language. It was
Understood.
just it just felt more at home. And then, like I said, my boy was here. The women reminded me of like South America, but yet they weren't. They had a little because uh, I call South Africa like African America, so they got a little bit of our flavor. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like I was just completely like stranded. I would say.
Right.
They kind of they
Yeah.
dress like me, they look like me, and a lot of them talk English. So it just wasn't as
Right.
yeah.
Right. So basically what it was that you had some familiarity. So it wasn't like you had to learn the language. They already spoke the same language. You had people that look like you,
Uh
people
huh.
that had similar dress styles, probably similar interest in music and culture and things of that
Yeah.
sort. Right. Yeah. So speaking of South Africa, so there's this reality show that came on Netflix. That came on Netflix. I forgot what it's called. It's, man,
The real
I think it's like the
rich,
real.
crazy rich South African, rich South
Yeah, so yeah, something
something.
like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, so something like that. So one of the guys who's on the show, he actually came out this way, and did a tour, and one of my good friends was actually security for him. He's one of the dudes that perform. I forget his name.
Yeah.
Um, I'm sorry. What'd you say?
I'm not sure either. I really didn't. I really didn't keep up with the show. I watched like an episode with my little shorty one time, and yeah, I didn't really keep up with it, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. I'm trying to see the name of that show. I forget I think his name is I want to say his name's like Stallion, or I think your lady would know. But anyway, needless to say, like I ended up having a conversation with him backstage because again, my friend was head of security and stuff, and he was just telling me, how many shows that he had, and like he was on tour, and like those man, they get it in South Africa, like they get
Man,
it.
it blew me away, bro. Like you, when you come from all the stuff I've seen growing up about Africa, I wouldn't expect there'd be so many people with actual money here. Like
Right,
and when I went to South America and I went, well, not obviously not Asia, man. Chinese and Japanese probably got one of the highest GDPs out here.
oh,
Yeah,
absolutely, absolutely.
they bread. But yeah, when South America, you used to being the baller, and then Central America, like RD or DR places like that, you the baller. When you
Right, right.
go to some parts of South Africa, bro, I'm talking about, man, them boys got some bread.
Oh yeah, 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 because my guy was telling me that artist, I'll figure out his name, but that artist, he actually ended up getting 70K US for that show.
Mm.
So and like basically like he told me he had like about like 15, 20 more shows. So if you're saying like 70K times 15, like whoo, he's getting it.
Yeah, he's
He's
straight.
getting it. Yeah, but you make a valid point, right? Because you go to you go to like Central South America, or even or even like the Caribbean islands, right? You go to Dominican Republic, you go to Colombia, you go to even in Southeast Asia, you go to
Right.
Thailand or
Like,
Philippines or whatever, right? And you're a guy making average salary, anyway, 40 to 55,000 annually or whatever. You can go out there comfortably, but you going out to South Africa, like whew, you gonna have to be you play with the big boys.
man, they embarrassed me, boy. I had to go home and reorchestrate and come back because I'm in the club. I'm thinking, hey, man, because at first, my baby mother is colored, so they have their own culture, their own type of music. Like they play like that trance techno music. So when
Yeah.
I started dealing with the black South African woman that I currently been with, she took me to a black club. Man,
So wait,
she
so wait, your child's mom is considered Caucasian?
No, she's considered colored. It's essentially like what we would consider mixed race or
Oh, like
mulatto.
biracial?
Yes. So
Okay,
she's like
got you. Okay,
Indian,
okay,
yeah,
okay,
like
got you.
Indian and black or whatever. So it's
Ah, okay,
like,
okay, okay, got you. Okay, so yeah, so she took you to a black club.
no, my baby mother took me to a colored club. So everybody in there is like, it's like a mulatto club. So
Ah, okay,
they
okay,
listen to they listen to their own music, which is like techno. And then,
really?
yeah, and then so I started dealing with this woman, and she took me to a black club. See, in the colored community, they not really like expectation. They don't have, how do I say, man? They not really show offy. So it was really like everybody was in there in just like regular clothes. But when you
Right,
step into them black clubs, man, you gonna have all the rich South Africans, the rich Nigerians. They in there
right.
buying bottles of Ace of Spades,
Oof.
2, 4, 5, 6 at a time.
Right,
I'm talking
right,
about they
right,
got the
right.
whole VIP booked
Yeah,
out. Everybody in there in Gucci, Louis, Prada. It's
right.
just like, man,
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Yeah, just you mentioned Ace of Spade. Just getting Ace of Spade from the store is like $400 or $500. So
man,
at
over
the
here it's double. It's double because of import tax, bro. Man, I'm
oh
talking
so,
about.
oh
I'm
so, oh
talking about
so,
a bottle of Ace is like a stack, bro. Like 1,200.
oh
Ooh,
wow.
yeah, man. I'm talking about them boys buying 10, 15 bottles, and I'm like, hey.
Yeah, you like bring me back to the
Yeah, hey, I
techno.
thought
You said bring me back to the techno club.
hey, man, let me go back to where the color folks at, because I'm thinking I give me a little bottle. I don't even drink, but I give me a bottle of Hennessy because my girl drink, and I might be in there with somebody. Man, these boys, and we looking at each other, we going back and forth buying bottles, and then, but you know,
You like hold
hey,
on.
man, I was about to fight him, man. I said, I'm gonna have to knock it. I'm gonna have to knock him out.
Right.
Like at this point, you feel me?
Right.
He ain't
You
about
like
to
hold on, hold
embarrass
on.
me.
All right, you like time out, time out, time out. Listen, listen,
Yeah,
listen. Good stuff, man. And it's so it's good to hear like that places in Africa are so affluent because people from the United States. Well, one we're not taught about our history for real, and then two, what we see on TV, we always see the lions, and I mean no, the
Yeah.
lions, the elephants, and things like that. I'm saying that that's beautiful to see, but
Right.
like I want to see like an affluent city, so something something that's like metropolitan, like a Jacksonville or metropolitan
Yeah.
like New York City or something of the case. You know
I
what I mean?
understand. I
Yeah,
was mad, bro. I was mad. I didn't see any. I didn't see no line. I see now. You see wild monkeys. Now that's one thing. You'll definitely see some monkeys running around and try to grab your stuff and stuff like that. But as far as like rhinos and like the big five, like giraffes, rhinos, elephants, and
yeah,
those the other two, yeah, you got to go to like game reserves to see stuff like that, man. And then they take offense, which is crazy. Which it seems like South Africa has gotten so far away from their like traditional ways. They take offense when you say stuff like that. Like, I thought I was gonna come here and see this and see that, and they're like that. And I guess you thought we lived in mud huts too, and we didn't have water. And I'm like, nah. I mean, well, yeah, kind of, but at the
right,
same time, like,
yeah.
yeah, not to be rude, but yeah, kind of. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, this is what we were shown, right? This is what we were shown because,
hmm
like, if I didn't have friends that lived there and came to the states and actually told me what was up, like you would
hmm
just see what we see on TV. You know what I mean? Like okay, popular movie, coming to America, right? You know what I mean? That like, all right, yes, like Hakeem was rich, but it was like, all right, like it was like
right.
a whole village. Like you didn't see, you know what I mean? Like you didn't see like high rises and stuff like that. And one of my best
Mm-hmm.
friends, he's from Zimbabwe, and he was telling me like how they have like high rises and things like that. And actually, so when he flew back right before the pandemic happened, he called me on video chatted me on WhatsApp, and he was in Johannesburg, and he was showing me like kind of like some of the landscape and stuff, and like it looked like the states, and I was like, okay, this is dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So okay, so you lived in South Africa now. How many years were you in South Africa?
I got there. The first time I came was in 2019. I flew back for a month because I was still active duty at the time. I was on leave.
Okay,
I flew back for a month and then I came back right after. So I think I came back the beginning of 2020.
okay.
Yeah. So like wait, January. Yeah, sometime January, February. I know I was here before March 2020.
Okay, gotcha. All right. So how long have you been in South Africa, like in total? Would you say?
Well, I left last month. So yeah, a good 2 years, man. I don't wanna be on here looking crazy trying to math it real quick.
No, you're good.
Yeah. So March. So let's say March 2020 or March 2020 to last month was May, April. Yeah. So around 2 years, right?
So around so around 2 years that you've been in. Okay, cool. All right, and also, so I'm looking at your channel. Looking at your channel. So you also did some music too, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Now let's talk about that a little bit. Now what kind of music were you doing?
So like I mentioned before, man, I'm trying to give a more positive channel, because I did the whole street thing. I did, I
Okay.
left that, went to the military, so I made kind of, I say, not really pop, but like the new era music. Like it's more so like upbeat. It's not. I'm not talking about slaying and killing other black men and that type of vibe, man. I'm
Okay. So
trying.
so kind of like conscious music, if you will.
Well, nah, it's not even conscious. It's still like bubblegum. It's still not too. It's not no J Cole type of vibe. It's still very radio type of vibe.
Okay,
You know
so
what I
radio.
mean?
Okay, so like radio friendly kind of music, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, yeah, for sure, for sure. All right. Let me just catch some of these chats in here. Oh, hold on, I saw that one. Uh, I'm headed back to Johannesburg soon. Okay, yeah, man. My man Dan, he's a good guy, man. So maybe when he gets out there, you can link up with him or something. Goofy mentality, boasting your wealth through spending money is foolish. CB4 generation goofy culture. Yeah, I mean, well, the thing is, I hear you, El Ray. Shout out to you, But like, I was just saying, like, this guy was getting 70,000 a show, and he was doing like, and he has shows like days, like Now, I agree. Like, if you like, if you're basically like, if you don't have like much responsibilities and you're able to spend your money and still like recoup or whatever, cool. But if
Right.
you're way overspending and you're basically not taking care of your means, then
Mm.
yes, I agree with that. Felicia, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Felicia. I apologize. As I mentioned in the message, this was a little bit last minute. So Drew travels. He's in Tanzania right now. So they're about a what, like an 8 hour difference. So we had to do the meeting. We had to do the interview. At this time in the morning. All right. So up tempo music and things of that sort, right? So now
Mm-hmm.
um so now you are currently in Tanzania, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, but before we get to Tanzania, so like in those 2 years, being in South Africa, like what were some of the most important things that you learned
Okay.
being from
Well,
the United States?
all right. First and foremost, I just let me recap real quick on that guy's comment. I feel like he was coming towards me, and he's very much so right. That was the type of person I was. I had just gotten out of the military. Even some of the parts I was still in the military and a lot of the stuff. So that's the type of culture, that I can say I grew up in. So I mean, until recently, or not recently, but about a year or so ago, I didn't care. I started to learn not to care about those type of things. Like I didn't drink, but I was buying bottles in the club just to show that I could do it. That type of vibe. So I can understand. Yeah, yeah, very much so. Now to touch on what you just said, most definitely, man. The first thing I learned was that I wasn't in the military no more, man, and that was the hardest part because see, the military was a crutch. Anytime I did something foolish, the military was right there to have my back. And so when I kept that same mentality once I got out of the military, I came to Africa, and like I said, this is South Africa is like African America to me. It's very developed. I don't they hate when you say westernized, so it's very developed, and a lot of them actually are influenced by our culture, just like the rest of the world, right? So I got into an incident. I got into an incident, and man, I did what I just always did, man, and then it ended up with me getting locked up and getting in trouble in South Africa. That's really one of the reasons why I was there so long. And since you my man's and you was like one of my first interviews on my channel or whatever, I'll share this with you. But yeah, I ended up in South. Let me tell you this. So you don't get the privileges you get in American jails in these foreign countries. So please, man, somebody look at you the wrong way, somebody try to test you, somebody try to check you, man, avoid it at all costs. It's not worth it because I'm telling you, these foreign jails, man, I don't well, I thought I was gonna have to jump off the jump off the top rope in that mug, man. But
Really? It's that bad?
man, what? Man, I'm talking about. I didn't have a roof on my cell. Everything smelled like piss. I was eating. I mean, you essentially dog food. Like, man,
Wow.
whew. But you overcome. But yeah, I essentially, in the military, we in these foreign countries and we living like how we lived or how I lived in the States, and you are who you hang with, right? I hung out with guys who had the same mentality as I did for the most part. Obviously in the military, at some point you're gonna have to hang around people that don't have the same mentality. So I started broadening my horizons, but at this point in life I was always like swing first, ask questions later, and then that I brought that same mentality to South Africa and ended up in the situation. So first and foremost, the first thing I learned was I was not in the military no more. I had to fight my own. I had to get me a lawyer. I had to fight my own case. I had to pay all that, and you know when you go to jail in a foreign country, you're going to get foreigner tax. So I'm paying, you know, what I know for a fact that you know, a lot of South African citizens, quote unquote, wouldn't be able to pay. But yeah, that's the first thing I learned.
Okay. Wow. And so how long were you locked up for? Like was it like a few months or
No, no, just a few weeks, man.
oh a
Just a
few
few
weeks?
weeks,
Okay,
man.
okay.
But
Yeah.
hey, look, man, there it shit.
It
Shoot,
felt like
sorry about
years
that.
though. It felt like years though.
It felt like something, man. And you know, you don't speak the language, so if it wasn't for the fact that, you know, like I said, I have a child there with a woman whose family is plugged in, so I was good, you know. But everybody, I mean, you know, some people wouldn't have the same, you know, the same experience, I would say.
Right,
'Cause
right.
yeah.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Yeah. I would say, excuse me. Yeah, shout out to Richie Magzuna Thailand. He was telling me that well not me personally. Well, me personally, and then also he also was telling some people because there was a video that had surfaced in Cartagena, Colombia, where like dudes was like throwing money in the air and things like that, you
Yeah.
know. And so like you can't do that in Thailand because the money has the face of the
President.
king. And if the
Right.
and if the money hits the ground, that's basically illegal. So like they could,
Right.
yes, you could get arrested and you'll get in trouble, or if you fight or whatever the case is, or
Mm.
you can't do like things that you would normally do like in the state, like you can't yell at people or whatever. And then shout out to Big Boss. He did an interview with my boy Barber World TV, and they was talking about like in Thailand, you have like members of the alphabet community, that hang outside the club, right? And if you try to like insult them or say like offensive things, you can get in trouble. But not only that, don't forget these are still men, so they know how to
Right.
fight too. So
Yeah. I,
right,
I, I did a little time in Thailand, man. I definitely know what you mean. But the thing is, I didn't feel like it was the locals that were the problem, bro. I mean, in my perspective, it was like a lot of the European travelers, man. I seen them doing crazy stuff to the locals, man, and they would get super drunk, and it was just like, man,
yeah,
I, Thailand wasn't one of the. I mean, Thailand was a fun place, but after seeing that, man, I was just like, I don't want to hang around. What is it like? Don't be that drunk guy at the party. And it was a
yeah,
bunch of those. It was a bunch of those guys out there, man, and it was kind of like lawless. So I was like,
right.
man, I ain't really trying to.
Right, absolutely. I mean, what's so funny? A couple other people I want to shout out. Razor Rays, and I had a conversation with him last week Friday, and I'm not sure if I told you, but in Medellin, I have an apartment there, right? So,
Yeah.
he would like Razor would be reporting like news. Excuse me, he would report news of like dudes getting drugged, and they have like this drug that's called like scopolamine. Basically what that scopolamine does is that it kind of puts you like in a daze, like in a trance, and then and basically like the woman can take your money, can take whatever she wants, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean, and they can actually put it on their bodies too, so you just got to be real careful, and so I say that like I think that like because there's like a section which is right around the corner from my apartment where like a lot of tourists go, right? A lot of tourists go there, and it's called Parque Edis. And so a lot of tourists go there, whatever. So it's like a lot of hip hop, a lot of hip hop clubs, whatever. It's a lot of that westernized influence, right? The Americanized influence. So like I would see like European guys, like they would walk past my house and they would be yelling, "Woo!" You know how they do when they do that. Woo, yeah, let's go, whatever, right? That obnoxious stuff. right, and very obnoxious. You know what I mean? And it's just like, dude, you're asking for it. Like, just be cool. Just be cool. You know what I mean? So I know exactly what you're saying, man. I know exactly what you're saying for sure, man. For sure. So you got it. So you all right? So you got in trouble in South Africa, right?
Mhm.
Now were you in Johannesburg or?
No, I was in Cape Town when I got in
Oh, okay,
trouble.
you were in Cape Town. Okay, got it. All right, so you got in trouble. You got a lawyer, things like that. Whatever. You ended up turning your life around. Now, now I was asking you. So what are some of the what are some of the favorite things that you've experienced? Good things that you've experienced that you didn't know coming from the United States that people who haven't watched your channel obviously they'll go back and see. Felicia, when you do have a moment, if you could post the guest's link in. But my question is, what are some of the things that you yourself have experienced coming from the United States that maybe you might not have been aware of, or for somebody that's going to travel to South Africa should be aware of? Good things and some watch outs too.
Okay. So man, I'm gonna plug myself, man. I got to. I just dropped a travel guide to Cape Town, South Africa, man, called a travel guide from the average guy, man. And I go over a lot of these things. But as far as well, the first thing I feel like any young man, or actually any man in general, man, the beautiful women, bro. All all shades, all colors, all shapes and sizes. That was one of the first things that drew me to
Hmm.
Africa, well, Cape Town originally. I was very much so into that mulatto look, that mixed race look, and I ended up meeting a woman like that, and that brought me here originally. Um, a few other things that are great about Cape Town or about South Africa in general, man. I guess the cost of living is not not a big factor as far as like compared to the states. It is substantially lower, but it's not like a Philippines or a Thailand or one of those places. Um, Oh, obviously the interaction with the police. So for the offense that I got in trouble for was a very serious offense, and they didn't, I didn't, once they pulled me over, because, I owned a vehicle out there and some property, et cetera, et cetera. So I was driving and they pulled me over. I didn't feel like they were going to, if I got out of if I moved the wrong way, they were going to blast me away or anything like that. What else, man? I mean, I had some overall good times. You can go to now, granted, in Cape Town and or was it Durban? In Cape Town for sure, you can go to a lot of the black clubs, because the clubs, the upper class black clubs, you ain't got to worry about fighting and stuff like that. Now, in certain parts of Johannesburg, you can have an issue. Certain parts in Durban, you can have an issue. Um,
Now
man,
what what would those issues be like? Like, is it just because like those are like in bad neighborhoods, or is it because like they don't like people from the United States? I'm
Um,
just trying to get.
there are some factors of xenophobia. Now, how do I say? They love us from being from the states, but now what you gotta understand is nobody wants to see, or no other man wants to see a man from another land easily attracted to women.
Oh man, you just froze,
Yeah.
brother. Wait. You're gonna have to run that back. You just froze. All right,
Uh,
so you said no man from another country once, and then kind
wants
of
to,
go there. Yeah.
yeah, wants to see a man from another country easily attracts his women. Like, now you're gonna get that type of vibe. Like, especially once they hear your accent, you're already in there. And then on top of that, if you carry yourself well, and they know, because over here it's still, or I keep saying over here. Sorry about that, man. In South Africa, it's still some traditional parts, man. You can still find. I don't. Without being disrespectful to any women in the chat, I mean, you can still find virgins. You can still find traditional women who want to cook and clean and be, mothers, and stay at home and raise the children type of vibe. And then you can find that new era woman who wants to, be in the workforce and make her own money, so she don't have to, rely on a man. So a lot of the times, if you go someplace and you end up getting a little too much attention, you can have some issues. But also, like I went to a club, right, and it was in, I think it was in Durban. It was either in Durban or Johannesburg, but it was a pretty big club, a nice club, but it was right in the middle of the hood, which I didn't know. And I ended up walking around, and I noticed I was the only person wearing jewelry, which isn't common in Cape Town. Like in Cape Town, South Africa, everybody's wearing jewelry. So I go to another city, and I was in the hood, and I'm noticing, I'm like, bro, I'm the only one here with jewelry, and I'm noticing, I'm taught to, I'm trained to be watching my
You like
surroundings.
you about to tuck your
Yeah,
chain in.
yeah, well, the thing was, I was on live because I'm not a real club person, man. I was only doing the clubs for my channel, so I'm on live and I'm like, I'm paying attention to my surroundings. I noticed a guy had pointed at me and was saying something to one of his guys, and then on the live, the people were like, "Hey, bro, them guys back there clocking you, bro. So you might want to move around." And it wouldn't make no sense to tuck it because I had already had it. They knew I had it on.
Right,
I
right,
had my
right,
watch
right, right.
on. I had my
Right.
earrings
Yeah,
on.
they already
Yeah.
spotted you.
At this point, I had, I was up in VIP, so I was at the top, man. You know what I mean? So I was gonna have to, it was like fight or flight. I was gonna have to go through and it was packed, bro. So
Yeah.
I had to go through a mosh pit full of people. So what I did was I got me a little beer, poured it out to the side, just just, so on my way out, just in case somebody try, I'm playing ping pong, man. Like
Right, right,
I
right, right,
you
right.
feel me? So yeah, that type of vibe, man. Just be aware of your surroundings because at the end of the day, people can tell, especially the way I dress, and some other people will be able to tell that you're not from certain areas. So that's one thing to look out for if you're going to be going out and clubbing and checking out and exploring. Make sure you know where you're going, and research the things that you are interested in doing before you just go and show up.
Absolutely, absolutely. So now, interesting enough. So you said that you did not know that you were in a bad neighborhood.
Yeah. Hmm.
Was the neighborhood well kept, or was it because it was like dark, or because like the thing is, I mean, because the thing is like this. Because the thing is like like here in the states that you could kind of tell when you are in a bad.
Hmm.
You know where at least in New York, right? Like like all right,
Right.
yeah, you go down that street or whatever, you start to you could just kind of just feel it, right? And
Most definitely.
interestingly enough, right? So in Medellin, there's certain
Hmm.
places that it almost looks like I don't want to say like Harlem or anything like, but like they have like these like like these high rises, and but they not like dirty. You're not seeing like graffiti. You're not seeing like broken glass on the floor. You know what I mean? You're not seeing fiends sitting outside
Right.
or whatever.
Right.
So, yeah, so you like like in the states you already know like what time it is when you start to see that, right?
True
So
enough.
and it's so funny because one of my drivers, I was driving through one of the communas, and I'm filming, and dude's like, yo, you don't want to be filming here. And I'm like, why? I'm like, it looks nice. He's like, no, this is very dangerous. I'm like, I'm not seeing anything. Like, I'm like, man, I'm like, where the fiends at? Where the where's it at? But
Right.
yeah, so that's why I asked you that question, because
Yeah.
I'm figuring like it looked well kept, but you
Nah.
probably were like in the thick of it.
So first, it was nighttime. Like clubs over here don't really start jumping to around 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
Um, so it was nighttime, and not only that, when you see this place, like I mean, granted, you got to remember I'm in South Africa, so it's like this half of the city can be sky rises and beautiful, but then you go to this half of the city, and everything kind of looks, a little like Detroit or something like that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So you see what I'm saying? So I didn't like you can be in a place that may not be so well upkept and it be safe, but you could also be in a place that is moderately upkept but be dangerous. And this place was like a palace, the club I was at, man. So I
Right.
didn't know, and I wasn't familiar with the area. Like I said, I know Cape Town, because I was there for an extensive amount of time, so I knew which
Right.
areas was which. So when I got there, it was dark. Like I said, this place was like a palace. I'm talking about everybody was in all white. Like I said, people with money was at this place. You see what I'm saying? It was just the simple fact it was my first time there, and nah, I mean from what I drove there myself. So you see what I'm saying? It wasn't like some of the other places that I had been.
Yeah,
And yeah, you definitely right with the whole going to certain places and it may be, it may not appear to be something and it
right.
definitely be that.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, man. I would definitely say for people who have not traveled outside of the United States, like there's some comunas, barrios, and I think in South Africa they call them what, flats, right? The projects,
Uh,
right?
flats, and then you got the townships.
Okay, yeah. So there's some flats, townships, communas, or whatever that may look unassuming, but it's real. So you definitely got to be careful and make sure that you are going with the right people. So I would say, like, if you in South Africa, you probably want to hit Jew up. So this way, like, you don't want to be like, hey, this is a nice place, and Jew's like, no, 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 we not staying here. we getting out of Dodge. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Cheaper is not always better, bro. Like that's a hard thing that I had to learn. Like I'm a budget traveler, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm still
Mhm.
doing business and stuff at the same time, so
Yeah,
I don't go to the 5 stars and stuff like that. But I still want to stay in a safe place while still being able to save some money.
right. Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. So you mentioned like the price of living, right? So and I'm gonna get to Tanzania, but I know that most of your time in Africa has been spent in South Africa. So what would you say, like, if someone was like, okay, two-part question. One, how long would someone from the States going to South Africa, how long would they need to be there to feel a little bit acclimated, right? But they're on a time constraint, like they can't stay there months or years or what have you. Like, like how many days would they need to feel a little bit acclimated? Second part of that question is that let's say, actually, I'll wait for you to answer the first part and then I'll lead to the second
Okay. All right. So Cape Town, I wouldn't. I mean, if you can stay out here a month or stay out in Cape Town for a month, I would recommend a month at minimum because there's so much stuff to do from water activities to mountain climbing clubs, take wineries. All there's so much like there's so much to do in Cape Town. Johannesburg, I would say about you could do a good amount of stuff in 2 weeks, but I would recommend 3. And in Durban, 2 weeks. All right, and I say that just because Cape Town, there's so much. There's 2 seasons there. It actually snows on the mountains there, which a lot of people don't know. It gets really cold there, so a lot of the water.
where is this, in Cape Town?
Yes, yes. It's snow. People snowboard. They go to the mountains for like the holidays and snowboard and stuff, and then
Oh,
during the summer
wow.
they come back. Yeah, during the summer they come back down where the tropical side and they windsurf and they do jet skis because it got in certain parts like Hout Bay they have like that crystal blue, that clear water with the sugar sand beaches and that type of vibe. So you do the water sports in the summer and the winter sports in the winter. So you want to make sure you know when you're coming because if you come during the winter, you're not going to be able to get in the water because it's going to be freezing.
Right. That's very interesting to know. So now is there winter like the same time as for us?
The opposite. So when we're going through winter, they're going through summer, and when they're going through summer, we're going through winter. I think their hottest times. Hey, what's y'all hottest times? January and February. February is like the hottest month, right? December. I can't hear you. December, January, February. All right, so yeah, so the hottest months are usually December, January, and February, and I'm talking about get scorching, man. Not it's more of a humid since Cape Town is tropical. It depends on what
Oh
city.
man. Okay,
So
got it. Okay. All right. So so like if someone was to come out in July, like they better bring their winter jacket.
yes, you're gonna need a jacket, man, because it's gonna
All
be
right.
freezing. Yeah, for sure.
All right. So now is that just Cape Town or is that Johannesburg as
No,
well?
that's Johannesburg. I think the only place that you really won't have to worry about that, which still gets cold, will be Durban because it's also a tropical climate, but it's like really tropical as compared to Cape Town. So it's
Okay.
yeah, the other
Okay.
two spots definitely gonna need a jacket, like a nice, like a bubble coat or something, like a Canada Goose or something, maybe.
Oh man, a North Face. I got you. So, all right, yeah, no, this is good information to know. So basically, what you're saying is that anytime from like December to like maybe April is cool, and then from May to like December, don't do it.
Right. Well, I wouldn't say don't do it because it's a lot of stuff to do during the winter too. Because they're gonna have winter activities. You know what I mean?
Right. That's true. That's true. That's true. But okay, so like if you're someone who likes to go to the beach, so I would say do like December through like December through maybe April, May, or whatever the case is.
Right.
Now if you're someone that likes to snowboard and stuff like that, then yeah, you could come in the summer. You know, yeah, that's cool though. That's cool to know. That's cool to know. Now now when it snows like do they have like those like snowstorms like we do or
No, it's not, and it's not going to snow like down on the flatland. It's going to be up in the mountains, like like if you go to California, you go to like Big Bear and stuff like that.
okay, got you, okay,
Stuff like it's a resort type of vibe, and
okay, gotcha, okay, that's good to know. Yeah.
it's gonna get cold on the mainland, but it's not going to snow.
Okay, got you. Now I know that you said for Cape Town, like someone should spend like a month, and then I believe you said for Durban like 3 weeks, and then for Johannesburg like 2 weeks. So okay, so if someone wanted to visit all three, what's the bare minimum? Like someone has a job, like they got to get back to the states. What happened? Like,
Yeah.
what's the bare minimum for someone to visit all three?
So let's say if you got a month and you want to visit all three.
Yeah, so what's like the time frame? Okay, so let's say like someone, yeah, like a month. Yeah, like how long? So would you say like 3 weeks you can knock out all three?
I mean, it depends on what you going to. So, like, I would recommend different places for different situations. Like, if you want to go and experience black ambiance and black excellence, I would recommend Johannesburg. If you want to go and experience, and it's a city life. So, Johannesburg to me is like, I wouldn't say a New York, but it's like Chicago. Or because New York got the burbs and stuff too, like like Buffalo and stuff. But it's
Right,
it's city, but yet with the outskirts, it's just not as hustle and bustle as New York. So I would say
right,
it's more
right,
like
right.
Chicago, and then Durban would be more like a Florida, and Cape Town would be California because you're going, like I said, Big Bear, that the snow on the mountains, the
Okay.
ocean. So I would say, man, if you want to get an overall, I wouldn't even include Durban because I didn't. Man, a lot of people gonna feel some type of way about this, but I didn't feel Durban was something that you definitely got to see. So if you only got 3 weeks to a month, I would recommend you do. If you got a month, 2 weeks in Cape Town, 2 weeks in Johannesburg, and if you only got 3 weeks, I recommend 2 weeks in Cape Town and 1 week in Johannesburg. Now, if you want to be surrounded by black people, then just flip that. 2 weeks in Johannesburg, but you're not gonna get the ocean. You're not gonna get you're not gonna get those beautiful beaches and that vacation vibe. You're gonna get like, oh man, I'm on vacation in the city.
Okay, gotcha. All right, now let's get to the food. Now let's get to the food. Which places, which places have like the best food between Cape Town, Durban, and Johannesburg?
I would say personally, I was in Cape Town a lot longer, so I ate a lot more food. Um, And like I said, you're gonna get a lot more of a selection in Cape Town due to the fact that ocean. You're gonna get a lot of seafood, and
Okay,
then you get a lot of that. They also have the city, so you can get city food. You can get burgers and fries, and it's a high tourist destination. So it's gonna be a lot of the stuff that we're used to eating, and then you can still get the traditional food.
okay, gotcha. All right. And so out of the three of them, which one is like the least expensive? Like for someone that's traveling, they want to get a Airbnb or whatever. Like which one is the least expensive?
I mean, all of them are quite similar, man. For me, I usually budget myself from around 800 to 12. And so in Cape Town, I had a 2 bedroom, literally with
Wait,
a private.
sorry, not to cut you off, but 800 to 12 a week or a month? What we?
Month for entire month for entire month.
Oh, okay. I was,
Yeah,
okay. I'm just trying to give people kind of like the idea of.
thought about that.
Yeah, sorry for cutting you off. Yeah, no, no, go ahead, brother. I didn't mean
But
that.
yeah,
No, go ahead.
my budget is 812 for a month, and that's including with internet. Um, and so in Cape Town, I paid around 900. I had a 2 bedroom. It was literally it had a private beach to the left of me and a public beach to the right. Right in the middle of the rat on the beach line, man. I'm talking about food, restaurants, bars, not really clubs, but I was probably 15 minutes from downtown. And that cost me 900. I had internet. I was allowed to keep my dog there. Um, yeah, it was in a safe area. It was gated. Had a pool. In Johannesburg, I lived in the city, and I would say I was paying around 900. I was in like a studio essentially. It was called a loft, but yeah, I had issues there. And then in Durban, I was staying in a cottage, and that was pretty nice also. But like I said, it's more out there in the internet wasn't as great, but the place was beautiful, man. It had a bunch of wildlife, a bunch of wild fruit growing off the trees and stuff like that. So I would say I found the best price for my or the bang for my buck was in Cape Town. I would say.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Perfect. All right. So, pardon me. Now I want to transition because you are now in Tanzania.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
now, how long are you going to be in Tanzania? Like, what is your plan? Oh, and I know you kind of, I know you kind of a freestyler, if you will, but what's like a semblance of a plan for you? Like, are you planning like, let's say, like a month, 2 months, something like that?
Okay. So I'm really so I've been out here a month so far. I just flew my shorty out here. So next at the end of the month I'll be getting my dog out here. And my idea of what I'm trying to do is I usually stay till my visa is up, but I think I may do a visa run because there's so much to see. Like, shoot, where I'm at right now is Dar es Salaam. It's huge, man. And then you got Zanzibar, you got Arusha, and then you got Dodoma, which is the actual capital of Tanzania. So I think, man, probably around 5 to 6 months, I'm gonna do a visa run and then come back. Excuse me. So I can actually experience the culture, man. Like, I don't want to just come here just because it's cheap and what is it? Not rape, but I don't want to take advantage of the people, the people in the culture just because it's cheap. I want to actually indulge and see what it's like to live. Even though I will never be able to live like an actual local, but I want to get to mingle with the people and see how see their things through their point of view, I guess.
I got you. Yeah. So I saw one interview that you did with the one guy. He was showing you. I think it was like an apartment complex in Tanzania, and you were asking him for like a tour, right? You were asking him for like a tour, and and it was a really nice apartment complex. Was it? I
Oh
think.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that was like a couple of weeks back though.
Hmm.
Okay. Hold on. Let me just get to this one. My IQ is barbecue.
In fact, can you bring me the portable charger?
Thanks for this straight talk. All right. You got to charge your phone.
We got a portable charger, man. I mean, whenever you ready for me to go, I'm gonna chill with you because we were supposed to link a while back, and I that was my fault. So
Yeah.
whenever you ready for me to go, you just let me know.
Oh no, we're good, brother. You know what I mean. I'll rock out for a little bit more with you. What's up, guys? Just sub to Jew Travels. What's up, Razor Rays? I was just talking about you too, man.
Get the charge.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, you guys make sure that you definitely subscribe to Jew Travels. He got about I think 4.2K subscribers. So man, you jumping, man, because let me tell you, when I interviewed with you, I think you had just got to 2K. So
Right.
yeah, I
I
was
had to
like,
I had
yeah,
to switch up the content because I got put in that category, man, and I realized real quick that that wasn't going to work out for me, man.
I hear you, man. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you, man. Okay, so yeah, so you want to engage with the people in Tanzania. Now what prompted you to go there?
All right, so I try to be like transparent transparent as possible, man.
Hmm.
What it was like I said, I had the incident in South Africa, and I was only supposed. I had a 3 month visa, so with the court, it's not a speedy, or what is it? Damn, a speedy trial. I forget how it go. Doing speedy trial like in the states,
Yeah.
it took, man. It was just a year of going back and forth to court, um, and so once I got my passport back, because they took my passport because I was a flight risk, right?
Oh
Because
wow.
obviously, because obviously if they didn't, it'd been zoomed to Thailand and this mother, you know. Hey, hey, for real, like,
I hear
yeah.
you.
But anyway, yeah. So they took my passport. So once I got my passport back, I was like, man, I don't never want to have to go through a situation where I can't see my son. So the idea was, man, I got to get out of here as quickly as possible. And I was intending on going to Kenya, but Kenya you have to do an e-visa online, which takes 3 days to process. And I was leaving on a Thursday, so 3 business days would have ran me into the weekend.
Oh,
So yeah, so Tanzania they didn't want none of the COVID stuff, and I'm not a fan of like they letting them poke and prod me, man, like cattle or something. So I didn't
right.
want to get any testing done. So I looked for whichever countries that would allow me to do such, and shoot, Zanzibar was it.
Absolutely.
I
That
mean Tanzania, sorry.
yeah, no, I know what you meant though. That you know what that's a good question because now there's some people like there's some places like Thailand, is kind of they kind of loosen they kind of loosen the grip as far as with vaccination. Colombia as well, right? And some other countries. I think Brazil too, and because there were a couple of brothers who did not want to, who did not want to get the jab, if you will, right? Because I don't want to say I don't want to say the name, but they didn't want to get the jab, so they ended up, hanging out. Things have seemed to have gotten a little bit better, and now people just need like the test or
Yes.
whatever. Now, is that the same thing for South Africa and then also Tanzania?
Man, I don't want to give any false information. For South Africa, I'm not too sure because I
Okay.
was in there before the pandemic. But here in Tanzania, nah, man. If you all right, so if you have a COVID card, right, you don't have to take any of the tests. But if you have
You mean
proof
a
of a
vaccination
COVID,
card?
sorry, yeah, did I mess that up? All right,
No,
a
you
vax
good.
a
You
vax
good. Yeah, the vaccination card.
right. If you have a vax card, if you have a vax card, you don't have to do the test. But if you have proof of a vax card but don't have a physical vax card, you you still have to take the test.
So what do
You
you
know
mean
what I'm
like
saying?
proof? So okay, so like if you have a copy of it, like okay,
Yeah.
so if you have a picture of it on your phone, you still got to take the test. So,
Yes,
so okay, so
they're
you
gonna
have to
make you
have the
print it out.
physical card.
Yes, they're gonna make you if you have a copy of it, you can print it out and then still have to take the test. But if you have the actual COVID card, you don't have to test.
Okay, got it. All right. So just want to make sure. So if you guys have taken the jab and you guys have the physical card, you don't need to take the test. But if you have a picture of it on your phone, or if you like what do you call it? Like I took a copy of it and then printed it out, you're still gonna have to take the test. So if you have the physical copy, you're good. If not, you have to take the test. Now, I'm sure going back into the states, we probably gonna have to take probably gonna have to take the test because I know for me, like anytime, like when I go to Colombia, like I'm good. They see the card. I'm good to go. But coming back, they still make me take the test, which is annoying, man. Which is annoying.
Right, right.
Yeah, because yeah. But luckily in Medellin, I got someone that does it. Like she does the test or whatever. But I just don't. I'm like you. Like I don't like being poked and prodded either, man.
Yeah,
You know.
man.
But
We'll talk. I mean, just hit me up offline, man.
yeah,
you
I
know,
got you.
you feel
I
me?
Yeah, I feel you on that. I feel you on that. So, so with so with Tanzania, so in this month, what have you learned so far?
About the country, or
Yeah, about the country.
so it's substantially cheaper than South Africa. Like, I mean, I'm paying the same price, but it's for the lifestyle that I like to live. I like to have AC, man. I know some people call me I'm not a true African because I gotta have AC and stuff like that. But another thing you gotta think about here, the malaria thing, and there's a lot of mosquitoes. So I'm not a big. I never been a big fan of mosquitoes, period. But I don't like having to leave my doors and windows open to ventilate my spot. So
Hmm.
AC is a must. So I'm paying right now. My spot is 700. Comes with Wi-Fi and whatever. I got a stove, like a kitchen. It's still a studio, but it comes with like a kitchen, a stove, and
Yeah.
decent sized bathroom. It's in the city, so I'm not too far from. There's like a Cocoa Beach, which is like 15 minutes this way, and then you got Dynasty Beach, like so. It's cheap. The cost of living, like especially if you shop locally at the markets, everything is from here. It's not a lot of majority of this stuff is not imported. Um, yeah, you could literally once paying for lodging, and like I said, I pay for a lot of extra, a lot of extra amenities. You
Amenities.
could
Yeah.
probably, yeah, you could probably, man, shoot, make it off for less than 1,000 a month here.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Perfect. Perfect, man. so, so what's next? What's next for you, man? What's next for you? Because I love to see how your channel is growing, and for it, like when you did the interview with Flyboy Way, and I
Shout
was.
out to my boy Fly,
Yes,
man.
absolutely, absolutely, man. We you did the interview with Flyboy Way. I was like, oh wow, like okay, we got a YouTuber that's actually in the motherland, and I know like there's a couple of more, but like there, just to be transparent, that there's a lot in there's a lot in South America, Central America,
The
you
Big
know,
Five, right?
Right, yeah, well, yes, yeah, the big five, right? You know what I mean? And I'm starting to see some brothers now going to Southeast Asia. So, and my plan is, I don't want to say my plan because that makes it sound like I'm not going to do it. But no, what I am going to do for 2023, 2023 is 2023. I will be going to Africa. And we just got to figure out where you're going to be at, because wherever you at, that's where I want to go. You know what I
Where
mean? Yeah. So if it's going to be in Tanzania, Tanzania, cool. If we're going to be in Cape Town, cool. If we're going to be in Durban, cool. Johannesburg, cool. But I definitely am going to Africa
yes,
for
sir.
sure. That is there, that for sure. And then I'm gonna do the Philippines and Thailand thing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Yeah. So I will occasionally, I will occasionally go to Colombia, Medellin, but that's because like I have a spot there. So you know what I
that's
mean?
understandable,
Yeah,
man.
that's for business. But as far as like for me, like I wanted to go, and interestingly enough, before I became a content creator, uh, excuse me, my best friend who lives, well, one of my best friends who is from Zimbabwe. He went there. In early 2020, and he got stuck in Zimbabwe because of the pandemic, and he got stuck there until I think like about like November, because they wasn't letting him travel nowhere. Like it was crazy. So
Where
yeah, and I was actually supposed to go, but I ended up actually going to Medellin. So I was like, all right, like I want to wait until things calm down, and then I'm gonna go. So like
Right.
things have calmed down a lot. So I'm like, all right, 2023 is gonna be lit, man. It's gonna
Man,
be
the
lit.
continent.
The continent ain't going nowhere, man. And she gonna be right here waiting for you when you get here, man.
Yeah, no, I know. There's a lot of places where I want to go. You know, Kenya is one of the places where I want to go. Tanzania is one of the places. Shout out to Barber where, yeah, he took this really profound picture. I forget where it is, but you might have seen it. But it has like the slaves like in chain, and it's
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I saw it. Yeah.
yeah, like that right there. Because I was like, oh, I'm definitely going to Tanzania, and yeah, so that one, Kenya, Tanzania, Ghana, um, Ethiopia, um, Morocco. Yeah, man, I heard the ladies in Morocco. Well, I've seen some
Man,
Morocco ladies. Man, listen. Oh man, we gonna talk offline.
What is it, Morocco and Ethiopia? Nah, I'm just joking, man. I'm just
He
joking.
said.
Hey,
He did the looky loo. I got
hey,
you, but it's all good. It's all good, man. It's all good, man. But yeah, but that's okay. So let me ask you this though, like like a Tinder or Bumble, like should guys use that? Should guys use that to do that,
um,
or is it easy, just to kind of go to public places? Because I know some of the guys are gonna ask me that,
let me.
and they're gonna DM me like, oh, why did you ask him that?
Right. Tell me how deep you. Tell me. Tell me how. This is your channel. I want to respect your
Oh no,
channel,
you
man.
man, listen. You could listen. You know, you the one that got company, man. So I'm saying it's let's go.
All right, man. So for my, all right, let's start. All right, so it depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for mangoes, or you're looking for a relationship, or or whether you're looking
Yeah.
for,
Okay, so
or
let's okay, cool. All right, so let's start it like this, right? So for my for my people for my people that monger mangoes, all right, right? Where how do they go about finding that?
All right, so in South, like we want me here or in South Africa or both?
Both,
Which one?
both.
Okay, so in Cape Town, there's a few spots, man. There's a place called Soho. It's what they call it. They're called pick me up bars, right?
Okay,
But nonetheless, these are going to be like the top of the line. So you gotta be uh, willing. I would say from around.
so
Look, man,
it's premium, so that's premium gas.
premium, yeah. So you're gonna be paying premium prices. These are the chicks that you're gonna. These are the video vixen. These are the chicks that you're gonna see in the. These are the ones who ain't coming in there to play. They. This is the lifestyle they live. This ain't. Where you can just go to the clock tower and pick whatever for around the same price, man. These chicks are the ones who have
Okay.
like sponsors and that type of vibe.
Oh,
So
okay. Okay. So this is
right,
pay per view. That's pay per view. Okay.
yeah, so you know how you see the videos where they talking about I got flew out to Dubai and stuff like that by some.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah. All
you
right.
gonna be
So
looking
all
for
right. So
about
let
six
all right. So
people.
let's all right. Yeah. Well, yeah. So that one probably not gonna get touched because
Okay, okay, cool.
yeah. Okay. Let's say. Okay, let's bring it let's bring it down to maybe like like a Honda Accord type of level, because I know because right
Well,
there
no,
you talking about Bentley level right there.
I'm saying so that price is still gonna be the same. So you're talking from around 60 to 120, man, and it just like I said, it just depends on what they have to offer. So South African women are gonna come with a banging body. So now if you a guy that's chasing natural hair, naturally long hair, or if you're a guy that's chasing not really nice teeth, or just a chick that like nines and tens, man, you're gonna pay that 9 and 10 price. But you can also find some that are still just are decent, and you're gonna pay a decent price. All right,
Gotcha.
and like
Okay.
yeah, so they got the pick me up bars. Those would be places like Soho or Sneaker Cartel or Infinity Lounge. All you gotta do is go to Long Street and hey, where can I find some girls? Ask one of the bouncers, and they'll point you in the right direction
So these places, you're gonna go into these places, and there's gonna be like a 70, 30, 80, 20 ratio, female to male, right? Because that, a majority of those chicks. Now, granted, you can find a chick in there that's just a regular chick that came to party because they might have had like a celebrity DJ or artist in there or something like that. But that's something that you have to talk and find out beforehand. Because they're in South Africa now. There has been cases, guys take a chick home and didn't negotiate a price, and then, or even sometimes did negotiate a price, and the chick the next morning like, hey, you tell them, you give me this amount, I'm gonna scream the R word. So
word.
Yeah, man, I know a couple guys that got swindled, man. And yeah, so that's something you got to look out for. Durban, and Johannesburg, there's a high slay queen culture. And slay queen is just another word for mango, but upper class, just like we spoke of before. So, like I mentioned before, you're gonna be paying that 60 to 120, and for a guy who just feels like he got it like that, maybe even more, man. But yeah, you'll find you just those you can find on Instagram, Tinder. But Tinder is more so you'll find mangoes and stuff on there, but it's more so for if you're looking for like an actual girlfriend type of vibe. A lot of those girls on there.
IG?
No, this is Tinder. I'm talking about. IG is where you're gonna find the slay queens, the top 9 mangoes. Yeah. So so you don't necessarily have to go out to the clubs, but for sure you go out to the clubs. Man, hold on. Hey, what was that club where all the females was at when we was in Joburg? Where the slay queens be at?
Hey, Jay Edwards, good morning to you. I love my AC too when I'm trying to.
Where is that, Joburg?
Comfort.
And what was
Not so much luxury, but comfort definitely. Yes, you got to definitely be comfortable.
Let me know when you think
you got to be comfortable. Yeah, for sure. Hey, Joseph, man.
Joseph.
I remember him a few months ago. He popped up on a live, man. Salute, bro. Jew is telling the truth. Durban is no joke. Him versus her. AR, man. What's going on? Good morning, man. Good morning, man. Big Boss, real talk. Shout out to Kings and Dreams and Jew Travels. Hey, Big Boss, real talk. You might. This is the part of the conversation where you might want to tune in right here. Oh man. Let's see. Dope live. God bless everyone. Yeah, man. I appreciate all of y'all for for getting up early, man. Because this was last minute, but Drew and I have been planning this for a while, and he hit me up, and I'm like, nah, like we're not gonna reschedule this again.
And I appreciate you for that, man. I really.
Nah, no worries, brother. Nah, no
worries.
No worries, man. Slay Queen. That's the one thing I was gonna ask you to define. It is what I wanted to ask. In fact, I wanted to know if you know this one in particular. Okay. All right. Yeah, man. Shout out to my brother Drees TV, man, for sure. Drees TV and I got a live this upcoming Wednesday, man. And I've been trying to schedule something with this brother too, man. So Jedi and I, we are definitely about to make it happen this upcoming Wednesday. Big Boss, I know. That's probably why Big Boss.
I got you, man. I'm gonna give you the scoop.
Right, Los, what's up, brother? What's up, man? What's going on? Yeah. So okay. So a slay queen is basically like a what do you call those? Like
an escort.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. There we go.
Because you're not gonna find slay queens like you got street meat, and then you got the ones that's inside the club, and then you got the ones that's only out there because they with like a hot somebody that's paying for them to come out. You see what I'm saying? So a slay queen is gonna be essentially an escort. She's gonna be the top line. She's not gonna, because a lot of times you could meet a mango and take her out with you, or meet her out and her shoes are gonna be busted. Like her outfit may look nice, but her shoes are gonna be ran over. You look down at a slay queen feet, she gonna have on designer. Her purse gonna be real. Her clothes, she's not gonna just be dressed. You know how?
Right. She gonna have a official dress.
She gonna be legit. She gonna be legit,
absolutely,
man.
Yeah,
And yeah,
you know what's funny that you mentioned that because me like I'm you know, and I noticed this about you, like I'm very much into fashion, like I can't stand when a woman got on nice dress and some messed up shoes. Be
bro.
like,
Oh
bruh, what are
man.
we doing here?
Hey, facts, man. That's the first thing I look down because that lets me know, like, what
Like,
bracket I'm gonna place her
yeah,
in,
like you
man.
playing, right? You playing, like you playing,
Yeah.
right? You playing. But yeah, so okay, right? So all right, so the street, all right, so the street meet. Well, before we get to the street meet, all right, so the Slay Queens, right? What's like the average? So that's 60 between 60 to 120 US.
Yes. No,
Okay.
like and some of them could be hot because man, like I'm telling you, bro, you don't over in South Africa they got their flat stomach, like with the
Right,
pound cake.
right, right.
Talking
So
about
so they know they
yeah.
premium. So they know they
Yeah, so
premium.
exactly, bro. So a chick, they know they worth over there. Like she may try to get you if you come in there and you're not confident in what you're talking about, but for sure you'll know a slay queen when you see one, man. And like in Cape Town, like I mentioned before, you'll find those at a club called Soho or Infinity Lounge, and in Johannesburg, it's a place called Montana, right? Which is
Mhm.
gonna ratio. The ratio is gonna always be like 80 to 20, 70, 30.
My fault. Go ahead.
Now, and then in Durban, it's a place called Rich Durban, man.
Yeah.
Now, Rich Durban is kind of in the. They only had one incident out there, but it's not as upscale as Montana and what's the other spot? Montana and Soho and stuff like that. So Rich Durban, you wanna be on your P's and Q's, all right? Because it's excuse me, they actually had a shooting out there one time. So, but granted that was a beef. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that type of
Really?
vibe. Yeah, it's
Wow.
not common, but it happened. Yeah, for sure.
Oh man. Okay. So all right. So there's there's this so there's this woman. Looks like she's very popular. I don't know if you can see.
Uncle
Uh,
Waffles? Who?
her name is Sharon Gamble.
I'm not familiar. Not familiar.
Okay. All right. Hold on. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, she looked good and her body crazy, man. But she got like a lot of subs. She's had well
Right.
a lot of subs on IG. A lot of followers on IG, not subs. A lot of
Right.
followers on IG. She's at she's at like 350 some thousand, something like that.
Yeah. Wow.
She's from South Africa though. Sharon
Yeah.
Gumbo. Uh,
Okay.
but anyway, all right. So now the street meat, if you will. Now what's like their normal asking, and like do they really be like walking up and down, or is it like more discreet?
Bro, no, it's street meat, and I wouldn't. I look. Hey, look. Like, and the only reason, right? So when it comes to the slay queens, I have been propositioned. You run down on a chick in the club, and you run down on a chick in the club, and you like, what's up, what I gotta do, take you home with me or whatever for us to spend some time. And then she
Hmm.
whisper in your ear like, 1,200 rand or something like that. That's a different vibe. But street meat, man, they taking local offers, bro. So I wouldn't even. And granted, it's not like they say it is as far as with the whole HIV/AIDS thing, but for sure, just like anywhere else in the world, bro, it's a thing. It's not like how they told us when we was growing up, like, man, everybody in Africa is starving and they sick with AIDS and stuff. It's not like that. But
Yeah.
for sure, just like Thailand, just like Philippines, just like Eastern Europe and stuff like that, there it exists.
Right. Right. Right.
You know what I mean? So I wouldn't. And look, man, I'm not saying that those women have that. I just man, we can afford if you into buying, you can afford to get it out the club, man. I just wouldn't even like because the street meat is what it is. Street meat, man. They taking local prices. So if the locals can pay for it without
Right.
disrespecting anybody, you don't want that, man.
No, I know, no, I completely understand what you're saying, but like, for my subscribers, like, you know what I mean, like,
20, 20 USD,
oh,
20, 20 USD, dog. Like, I mean,
oh,
you
hey,
can pull up and flash a bill,
hey,
and they gonna hop in your
hey,
whip, bro.
hey, big boss, buy at your own risk.
Hey, I just didn't want to put it out because I ain't want brothers thinking like, man, let me
No,
just go
it's
ahead and
all
pay that
good. No,
20.
it's all good, man. It's all good, man. We all grown here, man.
Yeah, man.
All right. Joseph said South African slave queens are dangerous to the core.
Yeah.
I don't know if he means like they gonna finesse you or they mean that like they baddies.
Well, nah, because a lot of dudes will go broke messing with them, and then it's the whole thing about sometimes they supposedly have magic tied into it, and they'll make you spend all your money, and then on top of that, just there is that situation I told you about, man. You could take a
Yeah,
chick
you're right.
home,
So
you
so so
know.
like even okay, so like even if they have an agreement, even if they have an agreement and you pay them, they'll still ask for more and do that.
All right, so the guy who told me the story, man, I didn't really go into detail with him, but he didn't I didn't ask him whether they had that arrangement set up. So I don't know if they were even talking about money, period, or he just took her home because he thought it was a freebie. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But all I know is he said he woke up the next morning and she said she was asking him for 3,000 rand, which is about close to $300. It was like 200 something dollars, right? He was
yeah.
asking if she was like, if he don't give it to her, she was going to scream, whatever. And he was like, all he had was 12, and he gave her 12, and she took that. So in my mind, I'm thinking they didn't negotiate money at all. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
that man, just be careful, bro. Just be, and then
No,
once you get
no, no, absolutely. So okay, so now, all right. So now we got the mangoes and mongering kind of out the way. Now what about like, all right, so what about where you would find like a regular, regular shorty, like, somebody that you really want to kick it with?
that'll be Tinder and just every day. Like I met my little shorty at her job. She worked in the mall, man. So I just ran down on her, or she spoke to me first, and then we just went from there. But like I said, once girls hear your accent, you find out you're American, et cetera, man. That pretty much put you in the door, and then from there you just take it from there. But it's easy, man. Like they're really intrigued by it, especially if you drink. Like South Africans are very big drinkers, so a lot of the time I ended up getting getting shut down because they want to go out drinking with you. They want to get drunk with an American and that type of vibe, and so they're going to invite you to drink, invite you to clubs and bars and stuff like that. So as long as you partake in that type of, and they're big smokers too, because it's recreational to an extent. Like you can't smoke it like walking down the street like California,
Hmm.
but at the same time, they got like uh what is it, like restaurants that everything's infused with marijuana. You can smoke at the restaurants, you can smoke it at home. You can have like I think like a gram on you at the most, but you can't
Yeah.
get caught, like you can't ride around with more than a gram and stuff like that. So they're
But
big party people, man.
okay, got you. So like, what if you want like, all right, so now is this all of South Africa, or is this like Cape Town you be talking about?
Okay, so when it comes to the mangoes, I didn't touch on the Tanzania mango situation, but if you
Oh,
want me
that's
to,
right. My,
yeah,
my fault. Yeah, my fault. Yeah, touch on that,
you
and then
still.
we'll go back to the regular.
All right, so I spoke with the guy. So out here, I didn't really dabble. I didn't really dabble like that. So I spoke with the guy who I did an interview with, and we went out to the club and stuff like that. So here in Tanzania, you can find them on Tinder, and the going price is cheaper. So it's usually from around, what was it? I think he said around about 30 to 60 bucks, and
Now,
that's
now these slave queens, or is this street meat?
no, no, no. They don't have slay queens out here. So this is just like the regular mangoes you'll find in the club. Now
Okay.
for the premium, the 100 is like the top. You can even go up to 120 for some cases, man. But yeah, so I'll say for regular it'll be 30 to 60, and then for the premium you can pay up to like 120. And
Okay.
there's a no, sorry, go ahead.
No, no, no. I was just gonna say, so like the price seems a little, comparable as far as with the premium, right? Because you said 60 to 120 in South Africa for
Mhm.
premium, and then in Tanzania premium is 60 to 120.
Well, so no, but that's what I'm saying is like these are the chicks like the normal going rate is from 30 to 60, but I'm talking about man if they like super, yeah, so they would be the equivalent of a slay queen. But I mean majority of these chicks, bro, they if you tell them 120 shillings, which is like which is like I think about 60 because 200 is like 100 USD. So 200 shillings is 100 USD, and now you can pretty much have any woman in Tanzania with that amount of money. And places you'll find them at is a place called Elements and a place called man what's that other spot? Samaki Maki, I think, or no, Samaki Masaki. It's a club, and it's usually so out here they usually club from like
Wow, I can't say that, I can't say that club name. Like what's like
yeah,
the
bro.
shorter version?
Just people call it Samaki, but if you come to Tanzania, you looking for it, it's Samaki Masaki. But if you say Samaki, people everybody gonna know what you're talking about.
Okay, cool.
Right. And yeah, so those are the two spots. And then if you want to meet an average chick, man, you could just like I did a couple interviews out here and I just ran down on chicks in the mall, like, hey, how you doing? Blah blah blah. Now a good number of the younger chicks, I would say majority of the women and especially women under like 30 speak English because they're getting taught it in school nowadays. Now anybody over that may not speak English, and a lot of the men, especially the older men, like when you're trying to get cabs and stuff like that, don't speak English.
Okay,
Uh,
gotcha.
yeah.
All right, yeah, for sure. So, okay, so now in Tanzania and in South Africa, if you want to meet, if you want to meet like a, regular girl, you say like Tinder. So I'm assuming like a Tinder, a Bumble. Go to the mall. Okay, there you go. Wherever you was at, right there.
Here.
Hold on. No, a little bit more to, yeah. All right, cool. We gonna close up because I see it's getting dark over there. But yeah. So I was saying, so like for a regular girl, mall, Tinder, Bumble, right?
I'm not sure about Bumble, but I have a
Okay.
Tinder. It's pretty, yeah. Tinder is pretty much universal, man. I've been using Tinder since like since 2012, 2012 or something like that.
Yeah, I got you. 30 to 60, nice. Boss will eat all day. So my cap will be 100 shillings, which is
Facts,
50 US.
facts.
Okay. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, your cap should be two. You shouldn't pay no more than 200 pesos. I mean, sorry, not 200 pesos, but 200 shillings, man.
Yeah, but so how much is 200 shillings?
100 USD.
Oh, yeah, no, he's saying his cap is 50.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking. No, what I'm saying is, if somebody try to charge you more than that, bro, then you just go move on to the next
Oh,
one.
yeah, nah. Nah, but yeah, bosses say he's not going over $50. That's what he
Okay,
said.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's ideal. That's ideal, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. All right, man. So definitely, man, that definitely this was a great interview. I'm gonna get you out of here because I can see that it's getting so what, it's almost what, 7 o'clock your time, right?
Yeah, man.
Uh,
I mean,
okay, there you go. Oh man, you know, if I was over there, we'd have to cut that meeting off hella early. Look, I'm too dark skinned for that.
yeah.
Hey man, so what's your, so what are your final, what are your final thoughts, and then just kind of let the people know like um what to expect financially, what to expect um as far as like some, some differences and things like that for people who do want to travel, you know.
I wish I could turn it. Oops. I wish I could turn it around and let y'all at least see what y'all would get for around like 700 USD, but I don't even know how to do that. But
No worries, man.
yeah. So sorry, could you say that question one more time?
Yeah, no worries, man. I was saying, so what can we, what can you tell the people who want to visit Tanzania and or in South Africa? You know what I mean? So like what to look out for, good, bad, ugly, should they come, should they not come, and then also where they can find you.
All right. So, good, bad. Just man, I would recommend you explore and check out both countries, man. You know, be cautious, but also explore. Find out things for yourself. You know, I could tell you my experiences, but I move differently. I'm a different type of person. You may go to a specific place and have no issues. You know what I'm saying? Um, but just some quick ones. I would say look out for racism in Cape Town because, like I said, it's like half white. So look out for that in Cape Town. Johannesburg, I heard could be a little dangerous. I didn't have any issues, but for sure in Durban, they got those swipers out there, man. I actually got my what was it, my credit card, my debit card swiped out there, man. Luckily, I got Navy Federal, so I banged it real quick, you know. So just if I could say anything, get you one of those satchels that go across the chest to protect your belongings. Keep all your belongings in there, so that way, because don't carry phones in your back pocket. And here in Tanzania, it's super safe, man. Like if somebody was to snatch your phone or something, they would get publicly beaten. It's very religious. It's like 50% Islamic, 50% Christian. So you'll hear the mosque praying at random, not random times. I'm pretty sure they got set times, but like at these times during the day. Super cheap here. Very beautiful city, beach life. And for me, um, yeah, you can find me at Drew Travels. I just dropped a travel guide to Cape Town, basically detailing all the stuff a lot of the stuff that I mentioned in here. You know, some secret locations, a place where you can find, the stuff we talked about, the mangoes and et cetera, how to not get swindled. Um, yeah, and I mean, for me in the future, essentially, I'm gonna keep out here in Tanzania for a little bit longer, and I want to kind of switch it up. So I'm dibbling and looking at some countries. I'm thinking it's either gonna be PI, it's gonna either be Philippines, or I might try to do a long term thing in Mexico. Trying to try might shake it up a little bit, shake the content up a little bit. So I mean, y'all just look out for that, man. And a big shout out to you, Kings and Dreams, man. Hey, I support you 100%. I can't wait till you get the credentials so I can drop you some super chats, some super stickers, man. Support you, blow your channel up, support you, man. You do
Absolutely, man.
things, and I appreciate having me on your channel, my brother.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. I can't wait until my channel is monetized too. So just make sure that y'all actually do like and subscribe to the channel for sure, man. Um, so I'm just gonna wrap this up really quickly. Yeah, man. First of all, I just want to say shout out to everybody that came out. This early Sunday morning. Want to give a big shout out to my guest, Jew Travels. Want to give a shout out to my moderator, Felicia Jordan. Want to give a shout out to the chat, everybody that participated. I know that there's some people, in the States, there's some people in Africa. So big shout out to both of you. Well, both of you guys, for coming out. And I wanted to do this because, like, we typically talk about the big five. We talk about Colombia, Mexico, Dominican Republic, Philippines, Thailand, things like that. You know what I mean? Especially for me, being a black man, I want to learn about Africa and the good things. And besides seeing the stuff that I see on TV, you know what I mean? So actually, someone who actually has boots on the ground, hopefully we all able to learn something, learn something about the food, learn something about the culture, for our mongers, we learn something about that, for gentlemen that want to find, a regular lady, you know what I mean? Whatever it is. But I hope that everybody was able to learn something and, some good things and, make sure that there's some watch outs, right? Just want to be careful. But again, I just appreciate you guys coming on this early Sunday morning, and make sure that you do like and you do like, follow, and subscribe. Also, last thing, so this week, Monday through Friday, I will be live every single day. I have interviews every day this upcoming week. So definitely put your notification bell on because, like I said, I'm going to be live every day this week. Make sure that you tune in. And I appreciate all you guys for rocking with me this Sunday morning, coming into this Sunday afternoon, at least on the East Coast. Make sure you stay purposely purposeful. And I'm out. Thank you all.